hands up if you own a bird. Okay, pretty much all of us, all right? So one of the most common problems, who has a problem with biting? What type of bird have you got? Oh, what? Jardier, okay. African grey. Who's got a problem with screaming? The two most common. You need a good behaviorist, you do. Two of the most common things I get called out for, biting and screaming. Why do you think, we don't say, oh, my bird loves on me too much. Why do you think biting and screaming are the most commonest things? Do you think it's a form of communication from those birds? Do you think those birds are trying to tell us something and we don't understand what they're saying? Absolutely, you bet your bottom dollar that's exactly what's happening. Needing to understand that that's all they have to communicate with us. In the wild, if they don't want to be on a branch, or if somebody's annoying them, or something is happening to them that they do not want, they have a choice. They can fly, which would be the number one, or they will just hoop, holler, and go, they vocalize with each other, and then they'll get beaky, but they don't fight. They don't normally have body injuries through a bird fight. That's not what happens in the wild. So, and they're not normally nippy. They are in our environment because what we've done is we've taken the primary first choice away, which is the flight. They cannot fly away from a problem or from something they don't want to do. The other alternative they have is to, you're trainable. You guys are good. Is to bite, okay? Biting. There are many different reasons why a bird will bite. Identify those. There's aggressive biting, okay? There is hormonal biting. There's bluff biting, for sure. You know what bluff biting is? Comes from our, I would say Amazons and macaws are probably the top little characters that will bluff bite. And not everyone is a bluff bite, believe you me, okay? There is a fear bite. Most of the time, it's a fear bite. The best form of defense is attack. I don't want your hand anywhere near me, so I'm going to bluff you. And if you don't remove your hand, I'm going to just keep doing it. And you know what happens? Teaching our birds to bite, what happens when a bird lunges? What are we doing? We're doing this. It's natural. You're not wrong for doing it. But there are ways we can not teach those birds sort of how to bite. We don't want to teach them how to do it. We want to try and prevent them from actually learning that little trick, because it's very hard to work through that once they learn it. And if you have a bird, a lot of time when they realize that you are not frightened of them, they actually they cease to attempt to bite you as much, unless it's a hormonal or just some other reason that they're biting you. And the safest way to approach any bird, either out there or your own bird that sort of bites when you want to get it out of its cage or whatever, is to use the back of your hand, okay? Is to get all your digits in, tuck them away, tense the back of your hand, tighten up the skin, and to offer it to the beak, okay? Now, I'm not saying that's not a full sense to say that you're not going to get bitten, but you're going to lessen the chance. There's less of your hand to bite, okay? And if you can show a form of confidence, like with horses, they will test it and they will nip at it. But a lot of time you're giving them the message, I'm not going to put up with any of your hanky-panky, and that's not the be-all and end of it. I mean, some macaws, I'll put my head down to them and let them do whatever they want to do to the top of my head. They can't really hurt me. They can pull my hair. And once they realize I'm not backing off and I'm not worried and I'm not frightened, they will just say, okay, all right, it's a level playing field,